Hi everyone, it's Roger here from What's on DisneyPlus.com, and quick news update for you guys on Hulu coming to Disney Plus internationally. But before we go any further, make sure you do hit that subscribe button to keep up with the latest Disney Plus news. So earlier this year, it was confirmed by Disney CEO Bob Iger that Disney was planning on rebranding the Star Hub on Disney Plus internationally to Hulu. And he said it would be happening later this fall, which was gives us a little bit of a lineup. It was kind of sort of September through to November. But now we have got an idea of when it's actually going to be happening, because Disney put on a live stream marathon for Futurama just ahead of the release of the new season, which came out this week. And in the description, it said that Hulu would launch internationally on October the 8th. Now, this is the first time we've had anything officially coming out through any social channels or anything like that. So now, yeah, it kind of gives us an indication then that Star Hub will change on October the 8th. Now, I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting any pre-announcements of that. I thought it was just going to happen one day. I was going to wake up, fire up Disney Plus, and it would have changed to Hulu. That was what I'm expecting to happen. But now we do at least have a date. So what does this mean? So obviously, in the US, Hulu's been part of Disney Plus for a while, and next year the streaming service will be fully merged into Disney Plus, and it's kind of been this long-running dispute that they've had with Comcast. The reason that dispute was so important was that all the time that Disney was still in this deal with them, they didn't really want to launch Hulu internationally, because if the value of Hulu went up because it became a global brand, it would mean they would have to pay Comcast even more money. So instead of using the Hulu brand, Disney decided to use the Star brand, which is a brand that they acquired as part of the purchase of 20th Century Fox. It was massive in Asia. They used that brand instead. I never really liked it. I always thought it was a bit generic, but that was what they used. However, we've kind of been seeing over the last year, kind of getting ready for this big changeover, especially when they did a deal with Reliance to kind of sell off the Star India off to a separate company. And it kind of made sense of, well, if they're doing that with Star and they've got full ownership of Hulu, well, yeah, that's right, they were going to bring Hulu internationally. We'd already started seeing this happen earlier this year in Canada. Since about May, they've been now putting like Hulu originals on Disney Plus for all the new shows. They were just doing it there on some of the promotions, some of the trailers. They weren't yet doing that here in Europe or in like Australasia or anything like that. But now we have got this idea. So what's that going to mean for you? So if you're a Disney Plus subscriber outside of the United States, it just means essentially that Star Hub will now become Hulu. What it'll also mean then is, instead of all the thumbnails, we'll now have Hulu Original instead of Star Original. On the little intro bumper that we get when we start up a Star Original, it will just say it's a Hulu Original. That is fundamentally all that is really going to change. I mean, we'll start seeing differences, I think, with the posters and trailers coming out. They won't take out the Hulu logo. I think we're more likely going to end up seeing exactly the same trailers and posters that we see in the US, and rather than them at the minute having to make different versions of them. Will we see all the content from Hulu on Disney Plus around the world? No, there's going to be lots of content that's going to be exclusive to US, that's licensed. We are really seeing Disney now leaning in more on licensing, and Disney Plus's library in different countries is drastically different. Like here in the UK, we get lots of European stuff that you might not be able to watch in Latin America or Australia. So just because it's on Hulu in the United States doesn't mean that we're going to be all getting it. It doesn't going to mean any differences. It's not going to mean that we're going to be having to pay for an extra subscription like in the US. Now, whether or not there's a price rise or something else, I think there is one coming up, especially in the UK. They have said there is one coming in October. I think that's just the annual price rise that we see. So yeah, now we know that Hulu is going to be coming on October the 8th globally. And then it will allow Disney to really kind of open up that Hulu brand, and everyone, it's just going to be easier for them on so many different levels. I'm not going to have to keep saying Star. That's going to be great. And yeah, now Hulu Originals will become the key thing. And especially going into next year when we've got Hulu fully merged into Disney Plus in the United States, it will then just be a united offering, and it will just make things so much more simpler. But I'd love to know your thoughts on this in the comments below. Go check us out over at whatsondisneyplus.com. Like, follow, and subscribe, and I shall see you guys soon. Laters.